But it's no one that Aurelia or Geráck have seen before.
Well, at least we know where to find her.
And, like, the sketch isn't that good, but that combined with the physical description is enough for everyone who's seen it and interacted with her to at least guess that it could be.
Well, if she doesn't help us, she's gonna take the fall.
Making me embarrass myself in that fire liquor.
Oh, speaking of drinks and embarrassing...
No.
That was left out of the recap.
Didn't happen.
The kind of flashback we get to hear about.
Adric spends some time talking with the nice dragon lady.
Sounds entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's a super useful background. It's good to have.
Who would have known? Yeah.
So that's nice. Now we have a sketch of Domino. All right then. We'll. I guess. I mean, do any of you have any more questions?
I mean, the sketch is pretty good, I guess.
It's really good.
We really need it more.
He didn't hear her say anything, did he? Or any words? Or...
Ask him.
Did you hear any words or any spoken language?
No, just that she was struggling. I imagine that. And then he trails off again.
Was she alone?
He says, I think so. I didn't see anyone else.
Looks at him and says, you came directly to the guard, yes?
I screamed and ran as fast as I could for the guards there. Yeah, there's gatehouses all along the city walls. I was hoping that I could make it before. And I did.
Just, where do you and your family live?
They, he, pauses. They live a bit further away than that. The Haven, it's called? It's a long walk. But my dad's a dock worker at the docks. Just there's no real room there in the district for people to, like, move in. Or at least that's what I heard.
Does Dwohurim know about this? I mean, it doesn't sound like a good place, really. It's like the Haven is pretty shitty, generally.
The Haven is, yes, the massive
Like the
shanty
poor-
towns.
poor.
It's where all of the people who come in for the City of Opportunity, where they basically go to live.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, guys, that this kid might need like some sort of maybe a guard or two
Yeah, maybe we should
sitting there
some other place.
because you know, if he was seen, the Black Fang might just
Yeah, maybe we can move him and his family to the academy, sort of temporarily.
Well, we had a lot of empty rooms, didn't we?
Yeah.
There's a lot of empty rooms, well, with the deaths and all.
Hey, we can probably claim like 3.
I don't think they will need 3, but sure.
All right. Just, right. How about? So looks at the others, see how ready they look to actually go out and do things.
Geráck does not look ready at all.
We should look at the bodies as soon as possible before
How
the wild
about
dogs
you
can
go
get to them.
take 10 minutes to get ready, and then we'll walk Adric here. We'll walk him home.
There's they left well, I got a guard is like left outside that was gonna do that for me.
Oh.
And at
Well-
that moment, like the guardsman like peeks his head in to like make sure that the boy is okay, and then is suddenly bowled over completely by someone rushing past him, and like the armored guardsman goes falling to the ground. It is a snobbish-looking fellow, well-dressed in a suit, with his hair once beautifully, like, parted, now, like, in disarray and haggard, and sweat's coming off his brow as he's thrust into the magical light. The guardsman, like, spins around, like, lifting his weapon. What the? Good. Master of sent me. Nathan is there. He said to come get you as fast as possible. Doesn't know how long he can keep him.
He just shoots Geráck a eye that tells get from red now.
Geráck is already turning around, running up the stairs.
Say, sir, the guardsman, make sure this boy gets home safe, and offer him and his family that they can come here and stay if they do not feel safe.
The guardsman looks a little confused from the man who charged into him to you, but shakes his head and then nods.
And says, I would like you to stay with them until they have made a decision on that. Make sure they're protected. Whoever has done this might have seen them, and we suspect some incredibly dangerous people who might do a lot of things to get rid of witnesses.
Of course, sir. I'll get right on it.
Good. Sort of go and kneel down to the Adric and says, you're a good lad. We might talk to you later. I want you to get some sleep and try to remember this, but don't keep thinking on it. Thinking more about it will only make the memory more unclear.
The boy looks confused at your words.
It'll just pat his shoulder and says, just get some sleep, if you can. And then he looks to the butler and to his companions.
Well, Aurelia has been ready this entire time.
Geráck comes down the stairs, just sort of trying to put this one of his shoulder pullers on, and he has a leg pulled in under his arm, and
just like a tumbleweed of metal.
Yeah, clank, clank.
I like that sound. It's good.
I can't make sounds.
The guardsman leads the boy off.
God.
The butler is still like holding his chest, like leaning down to like put a hand on like one of his legs and just like wheezing. I didn't think it'd take so long to run all the way here. God, Master Lodo needs to move closer. Need like a runner or something.
Well, we move. Like, if this guy can't keep up, we know the way.
Yeah, we don't need him.
I'm a dwarf, though, so he probably can. And we also have a very heavily armored dwarf, so he probably can.
Well, I mean, it's gonna take Mr. Paladin there a few minutes still to just like, unless he's like running down the street like trying to put on like a plate boot.
That's probably gonna take longer.
Hubble. No, there's shot. Thud.
I mean, also, if we have a few minutes, Dwohurim go to wake up the Death Speaker, just to tell him what's going on.
Also, I know that splitting the party is bad, but it would probably not be a terrible idea for someone such as Aurelia, for example, to go ahead alone, basically, and at least keep eyes on the building.
It would be an absolute terrible idea. Well, I mean, what building?
The one where Nathan is, if Rad Lavelle's mentioned.
Oh, no, that would not be terrible. I think you would go look at the bodies and shit.
No, not alone. But just keep eyes on the mention.
Just gonna leave the bodies there.
I'm not going to take them with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, fill Death Speaker in while Dwarf gets ready.
All right. The Death Speaker will nod and say, "Figures that this all would happen right now at once."
Mm-hmm. It is wonderful timing.
Goddamn segments.
Is he all right?
I'm almost done.
I really like the fact that I can hear metal. The immersion is wonderful.
I know, like Goger like grabs some shit just to like make this sound realistic.
Yep. I have a glove here and knee pauldron, and some chainmail.
And he's still only got a thimble on.
Death Speaker like looks at the panting man. I suppose I'll watch after him.
Not long now. Only a couple more minutes. but you go ahead if you
He's a fast horse.
do
He'll
what
catch
you
up.
like.
So we go to Everett Lavelle's mansion.
All right. It is even at top speed. It is like halfway across the city through a district. The summary for how long it takes is too fucking long.
Can we grab horses in the stables?
You could certainly grab horses.
I bet there are some.
There are certainly horses.
Who's gonna stop us, right?
Right. Assuming do all of your characters have some basic familiarity with riding horses?
Tempus has got familiarity with riding in backpacks.
I would say Leon has decent familiarity with
As
riding
a
horse.
survivor of the Dwarven Games, I had to ride on all batches of steeds.
Hey, you done that one.
Geráck has ridden a horse, but not very often.
I would have went like a sort of trickster of the dice, you know, like I had trick a guy that I could ride a horse.
Trick the horse.
Like, how do you get around if you don't ride horses? Jeez. People.
I would at least say my survival scout, sometimes you need to travel quickly. Use a horse.
Yes, you can certainly go outside to get horses from the nearby stable. There is one horse that is sort of like lurking around the front of the Arcane College, which you imagine is what the butler rode on. And maybe it's just difficult for him to run in a suit with those shoes.
Yeah.
But you're able to get horses, and that makes the trek certainly far quicker. It's a good idea. I have made Everett Lavelle's mansion viewable to players, and your trip will take as long as it takes for you all to load that map.
Let's go, guys.
Done. Oh god, I need one. Oh,
Oh, I'm already here. That's convenient.
So
So
I'm
you
guessing
guys-
mine takes a bit longer.
You guys have fun. I'm at 5%.
Fine. It'll give you folks some time to interact and discuss with each other as you're all making the trip.
So, what are we actually gonna do with him?
I mean, knock him out and think later. That's my
Not kill
suggestion.
him, I would say.
Like, we're gonna
And,
talk to him here, right?
We need to talk to him.
And now we can always use the excuse that he's involved in the killing to, like,
I don't think we need an excuse for this one.
man, we have so many things we need to do. Jeez.
It's great, isn't it?
And all of them will be dead ends and lead to nothing, so sheep can fucking flip a table.
You know,
I have decided to live in the moment for now and just accept the possibility that
Oh, God.
everything can go to hell next session.
but there's so many things we need to do.
That's right. Be optimistic.
I'll parrot
It's always
sheep here.
scary when things begin to go our way. But then you know you have so much further to fall.
The higher you are, the farther you fall.
The better things are looking, the more things you usually get into. Like, this is a trap. And, like, the bodies are not real, like, not the actual body, but it's like someone else's body that would fit to the ghouls, and it's just a fake paper mache head that suddenly bites us when we pick it up. It's like, look at the weird stuff.
It's
Also,
like
we can't
cut-
be sure he's dead. We know that this guy survived that killing, so.
Yes, now that I fucking discussed that last session.
I know you did.
That's why you
I
fucking
mean, it's
brought it up.
probably very hard to pretend to be eviscerated and decapitated.
Well, we didn't see him die.
Not yet, yeah.
We haven't seen him die yet, so clearly.
So we'll have to, like, now we burn the bodies. That's gonna terrify anyone who has that sort of ideas. Isn't that what adventurers do? I think that's what adventurers do. cut the head off and burn the body, and I don't know.
but then you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone using resurrect later if one of the party dies when you actually have access to that spell. If the villains burn the body.
So what you're saying is they're not face dragons.
It's a gentleman agreement.
Yes, it's a gentleman agreement to not burn the bodies. If anyone has access to that kind of magic.
Like a chemical weapons treaty.
Yes.
Like, you can kill people, but you don't eviscerate the corpse. Like, you don't burn them or feed them to ghouls or something like that. That's not cool.
You sacrifice them and then you're done with them.
Yeah, like you dump the whole body, as much of it as possible.
That's right. For those of you unfamiliar with being at the mansion, I suppose I can describe at least the exterior of it, and your midnight, or excuse me, like 2:20 a.m. escapade of racing through the beautiful streets on these great horses that, some of you may not have ridden for some time. And, probably most uncomfortable for the Paladin wearing the full plate, like rushing around this horse who might not be comfortable with all that weight on it.
Nah,
but you, the horse, you, or both?
both.
All right. I should have just left it at the horse or you, and then you just say yes. Right. So, Evrat Lavelle's mansion is at the northern edge of the heights. It has like a beautiful little vista thing. It's on like a slight incline, so it's able to overlook the beautiful waters of the Midland Sea and all the ships as they come in and out of the docks district. It is certainly not the tallest mansion by any means, and only 2 stories. You've got beautiful stone walls with wide windows. You've got a little hedge garden that serves as a fence. There's a tower thing, which no one's been in, but it's separate from the rest of the mansion. There don't appear to be any guards posted or stationed outside, but considering how this is one of the 7 largest cities in the Dragon Empire, and it's within a well-protected district of one of those cities, stands to reason that maybe someone who lives here doesn't have to do a whole lot of paying for guards. Because you have the wealth to secure yourself in other means. It is really a beautiful building, though, and a beautiful little hedge maze, and it does have some greenery to it. A bit more so because it is getting warmer. You are actually, thawing out, the winter is ending, spring is coming.
Great, global warming.
It still is rather
Happens every year.
At the same time, coincidence? I think not.
No, it's all organized and planned.
Thanks, Obama.
It started with the Obama administration.
Yes, started with the Obama administration.
That said, I am assuming that the rest of the party kind of briefed us other 2 on the whole Death's Hand thing.
Well, yes, we certainly did.
Okay.
And you might want to brief Leon and Tempus about why you guys are racing on horseback right now.
Leon, why are we racing?
I don't know.
Well, it's a good idea.
No clue.
Oh well, we've done worse.
Let's see who gets there the quickest.
You know how to ride.
Of course, no one could explain it to him and just let him fucking twist in the wind about what happened while they were.
I mean, there's some guy who's still alive. I don't really know his name. He's part of some
Beware of your
organization.
magic items when you're near this guy. They might slip out of your pocket and stuff. Willingly.
Leon will consider the fact he has that scroll of darkness in his back pocket.
But eventually, you folks will manage to make it there to the front door of the not quite opulent, but certainly grandiose mansion. And as you make it there, the wide wooden doors open, and that's really fucking weird. Opening the door is you could have sworn you left this guy back at fucking Arcane College. but he looks just the same, except for the fact that he doesn't look winded or panting at all. Instead, he looks like a little nervous and hurried and says, "Oh, good, you finally made it. Let me go get the master. Wait right there." And, like, he'll, like, leave the door open and he'll shuffle off.
How fast was he?
Sort of magic, probably. Is there like a thing to tie horses to or something out here?
Sure.
I'll do that.
You will hear faintly from inside, "Master Laval, the accountant that you requested is here."
Well, I'll make it a
Finally.
loose knot so we can easily tie it up if we need to leave in a hurry.
Then you hear very faintly from somewhere above you, "It's about time. Hold on, Nathan. I'll go get him." And, moving down the stairs is, of course, the hurried and somewhat panicked-looking butler. And then, a description which I will repeat, as 40% of the party was not here. The gentleman before you has weathered all that luxury can offer. His body, lean, beneath multi-layered damask. His face, angular, rigid as iron. His eyes, two storm clouds, blaze into yours. His hands, uncalloused, wearing rubies and sapphires, and Goger's character can smell those. His lips, silken, pose above a firm chin. His voice, incisive, sharper than a doctor's scalpel. Sheep, Goger, Manaki, the blurbs that I gave you folks yesterday apply again. Manaki, you won't need to roll. Your character is already aware. You can handle it as well as you want to. But for Dark and for Gryph, you will be getting little messages of your own as you stand and behold the nobleman. This is your message, Dark.
God.
And this is your message, Gryph. The nobleman, for his part, doesn't look too rushed, raking one of his jeweled hands through his side-parted hair, and he'll actually step towards the door, striding confidently, and says, "Good. You finally made it. Now, it was actually Nathan who got in touch with me. He has money, or rather Death's Hand had money, and he's speaking lowly, had money invested in one of the Lavelle enterprises, and he's come trying to claim it. It looks like he wants to leave the city. I've plied him with alcohol to try to keep him here as best as I could, while I sent Heathcliff after you. Now, so he's somewhat inebriated and a bit impatient, but I don't know how well he'll recognize you folks at initial sight. All I ask is no blood in my home. It's messy."
Well, nods. We will try not to put any here.
Fantastic. I'll lead you to him. Follow, well, unless you want like a minute to discuss how you want to handle this. He sort of shrugs, like, I don't know how you go.
I think we're going to ask him blunt questions. He's going to answer them.
All right. Evrat will turn around and begin leading you folks through the house. And then lead you up the stairs, and I will cart you folks to the second floor, which is also on this map.
Give Tempus and Leon a sort of saying look. She just asks for them to follow.
Whoosh. You guys are
We
off
should
to heaven.
should also probably try to keep somewhat quiet, as an accountant with 10 feet might be slightly odd.
I mean, what's he gonna do?
He might jump out of the window or something, or have another magic item to teleport away. Who knows?
That's true. Well, we could ask on the way, Everett, does he have any magic items with him?
Evrat will say no.
Not even the necklace?
He doesn't. What do you. Necklace? No, it's not.
Everett.
No, you're thinking of the wrong person. This is Nathan. This
Oh.
isn't Vane.
Oh, okay.
Vane is the one who wore the necklace, who is probably still alive. Nathan is their accountant man, like the one who held the money.
Oh, that guy.
And reaching at the top, he'll actually point out the window. You can see in the early morning light a robed figure who is holding, appears to be an expensive glass. He's looking away from you and perhaps down at the back of the mansion.
Could you get him away from the window? Or the, I guess, the balcony?
Like the railing, yes, the balcony area. Everett shrugs, like, maybe. Say here. Everett will poke his head outside and says, Nathan, the accountant does not wish to conduct his business and get your money while standing out there in the cold, if you would please. All right. I've been kept waiting long enough. I guess, like he starts walking, and then by chance he looks through the window. He like looks and like blinks, like squinting his eyes, and says, "Does the accountant have guards?" And Everett like says, like without missing a beat, "Would you walk these streets alone?" Like Nathan will walk the rest of the way in. Now that he's closer, you can see he has his robes. They do look to be like padded, as if they could serve like some sort of protection. No visible weapons, although one could be beneath the robe. He's got strong enough eyes, although perhaps a bit bleary from the alcohol. Weak chin, a face which is like creased with so many like lines of worry. He also has a pendant, which Dark, without rolling, would recognize as devoted to like some sort of god of commerce and wealth, whose name escapes Leon right now because it has escaped the mind of God, and because God can't remember, Leon can't remember.
Keen.
Who is the accountant? Do we have to decide?
They can't
Oh, Herm is the accountant, obviously.
Of course.
He looks like a paper guy.
Like Nathan will like look in and say, "I thought you said they wanted to do it. Well, let's go to the study then. I gotta give my money. That's why I'm here." And
All right, I'll go to the study.
Rod says, "Certainly. Although there isn't exactly all much room, I do hope you'll be able to keep your guards outside. It won't be necessary." As in, like, outside here. And, like, Everett will lead you folks to a room with a closed door, and he'll open the door, because that's what he does, because he's awesome like that, and reveals a small study that has, like, 3 chairs in it, and he'll sit down at the head chair. Nathan, without really looking at any of you as he walks past, like, walks in. "Nathan, leave the... Stop drinking, please. You've existed enough of my largesse." Nathan's like, "All right, yeah, sure, your house." And, like, Nathan will sit down, and he'll, like, set down, like, the glass.
Oh, well, next one says, so, we have much business to discuss then. Where should we begin?
Nathan says, "Well, for starters, I need to pull out all of the money that I have invested in the Lavelle's mercantile business, like venturing, everything. Like, take it all out. Everything. Every single coin."
Says, have we displeased you with our investment schemes? Is there something you do not appreciate? Have we not done well?
And everyone says, No. Nathan says, "It's fine. I gotta go. I'm kind of sick of Newport, and I want to see other places, so..."
You seem like you get kind of agitated here. Have you been trying to dull your nerves with drinking before you came here?
Well, I just had to wait. Like, Devrat said that he had to, like, wake you and, like, get you all the way here for this emergency, so...
It is late. Why come so late? We not have done this in the morning.
Nathan blinks, like, very exaggeratedly. I will actually enable this. He'll blink really exaggeratedly at Dwohurim, and then, like, as if for the first time, like, looking the dwarf up and down as he sits there in the chair, he'll tilt his head sideways, and then his eyes will widen, and he'll lean back in the chair. Oh.
Perhaps you were afraid that somebody would come find you or to talk to you before you left, yes?
Nathan slowly edges his eyes towards the nobleman with an accusatory glare, and the nobleman just sort of like presses his fingers against his chin, nods. Nathan slowly turns his eyes back to you. Now,
Herm begins to take his gloves off.
I told them not to go after you. I expressly warned them to not. No. This is not me. This isn't me. I warned them. I said, don't do it. It isn't worth it.
We have some questions. And you might want to answer them in our, well, to our satisfaction. You know, you're the brains behind the Death's Hand.
I just handle money, and I talk to people whenever they were gone. I didn't it wasn't really though. It was vain.
Right. And where would we find him now?
I haven't heard from him. I thought you killed him.
You seem to be truthful about that.
Go ahead and do a roll secret check, attempting to read his broad body language.
Would that be like a wisdom thing?
Yes, it would be a wisdom thing.
Right.
A sheep frantically moves his character forward.
Not frantically, but very slowly.
Roll secret.
Yes, roll secret. He certainly looks like he is terrified of you, and that he did handle and manage money, and that he made the argument not to pursue you guys at all, because he does not want any part of you. Whether he has had any contact with Vayne or not, you couldn't say.
Your looks out the door and says, Aurelia, why'd you come in here? I believe this is also your sort of department.
Nathan turns curious. Looks up at the I don't know.
She will indicate a small bow and then grin with rather predatory teeth.
Sir, we care a lot about you, Nathan. We brought a specialist.
Oh, fuck me. Look, there's no need for IV. I didn't, I don't even have any, I don't even know what, I don't even know you. I certainly didn't have anything to do with you. He says, looking at her.
I do believe that there are things that you wish to tell us.
What do you want to know?
Oh, everything, of course. I want to have all the Death's Hand ledgers, all personnel, all people they associated with, everyone you talk to, everyone who purchased your services.
Well, I can't give you that stuff because it's in the building that the nobles have now. I tried to go in there and it's all gone anyway.
How convenient that is, isn't it?
What do you mean? How convenient?
You, as the person with access to the money, you would know the important bits at least.
And I'm telling you, I don't have access to anything. That's why I'm here.
I do believe that the Death's Hand, a group that you are very much associated with, has recently made a very grave mistake, not by engaging said group, but rather by taking one of their members from them. I do believe that a certain thought is foremost on their minds. You are not the best choice for the solution, but you would do, I believe.
And like he spins back to look at Dwohurim, who he recognized. I didn't I said
A sort of sad smile and says, "In dwarven customs, it is usual that a great clan member would be buried with the body of his greatest enemy, usually the foe who slew him, as proof that his family has taken his revenge."
You can still get out of this, of course, but for that you have to prove yourself useful to us, which you have not done so far. Despite not having access to your papers, it is something I can understand, of course. You would still know everything important there is. How else would you be able to manage them?
well, we could spend entire days just sitting here. You just can't tell me talk about something and then.
Was the Death's Hand in any way, shape, or form associated with the name Feral Dural, perhaps?
Yes! He's the one who gave them the job to kill you. I wouldn't accept it myself, and I told him, no, don't do it. At Dwarf, he's bad. He's got bad connections. It's a bad idea. They're dangerous. Don't try to do it. And Vane laughed it off, and he said, no, we've got this. They don't know much about us. We're going to take them by surprise. And I said, all right, fine. Don't listen to me. That's why you hired me in the first place. That's why I'm here. But what do I know about adventuring, right? Well, who's alive now?
He, we've heard, is. And we'd like to find him, so that someone a little closer to the battle could be put in the coffin. Maybe that's something you could help us with.
You mean you didn't kill him?
We thought we did, but he appears to have many ways of escaping such fates.
Oh.
Now, if he was alive, where would he go? Or would he want to eliminate you first to make sure we didn't get you? Was that why you were trying to run away?
I thought he was... Well, if he's still alive... Our place was ransacked, so we wouldn't have access to any of the money there.
Surely you have stashed money in other places.
Well, he probably did. I mean, wasn't that close to any of them. If he somehow survived
then we have no
it.
choice but picking you. It's a shame.
I mean, you're like city employees. You wouldn't do it, being especially and he looks at Avron. I mean,
You know the dossier. You know where we came from.
And Avron says, "It is true. I wouldn't allow them to kill you in my home." But
We follow the rules of the house, naturally.
The rules we were given were, however, no blood.
surely and Evrod says, "You know, my mansion isn't that big. And I mean,
There are several sewer accesses nearby.
I mean, I can I can.
So why don't you tell us where we would find him? So we don't have to come to this. It doesn't have to be unpleasant, does it? Maybe you weren't associated. Maybe you didn't even like what they were doing.
I mean,
Well, if so, then maybe this is time to tell us.
I mean, we had a ship. I was gonna take it for myself whenever I left. Like, you could try the ship.
You're sure the ship's still there? Tell us where it is. What's it called?
He will provide the name of the vessel as well as its location, which pier, like which area of the docks district it is at.
Well enough that we could sort of find it.
Yeah, well enough that you could find it.
All right. So, what business has your group done, Little Dragon Hall?
I don't know. No Dragon Hall for me, no.
He will look to Aurelia to see if that was bullshit.
Go ahead
Was it
and
bullshit?
Go ahead and roll secret for that, sheep.
That sounded like bullshit.
Wisdom based?
Yeah, wisdom based.
I don't think I have a background that applies for this.
What?
It's not really my thing.
He's not he's not a guardsman.
Why did we have a guardsman?
Oh, shit. Okay. Aurelia, in a moment of clarity insight, thinks that everything, or just about everything he's said, other than the fact that, the more you think about it, this is probably the best ruse that Aurelia's ever seen. Like, this guy could probably qualify for being a spy in the Black Fang, with how well he's pretending and, like, genuflecting in front of all of you, just so he could somehow weasel his way out of this and get word to his superiors or somehow take you all down. Practically everything he has said is a lie for the explicit purpose of killing you. And hell, he might even know who you are. That's the sense Aurelia gets.
What's her look back like?
It's a neutral expression at first, then a rather menacing-looking grin towards Dwohurim as she kind of puts her left hand on his shoulder and says, "Let's try this again, shall we? And this time, let's assume that I know what you are, all right?"
Okay.
How would that change things? Now, of course, you want to survive this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that by doing what you would have to do to convince us to let you survive, you would probably, well, annoy others rather a lot, wouldn't you?
I don't have enemies. Well, maybe now I do.
Well, Huron will make sure while he's talking to Aurelia to check out what sort of equipment he has with him.
He has sort of like you'd imagine like a priest robe vestment with him. He doesn't look like he's like heavily armored, but the robes are thick enough that they could provide some protection while appearing to be a little bulky. Judging by his hands and his face, he doesn't appear to be that much of a combatant. He doesn't have any weapons, at least visible, on his exterior. Outside the robe, which means he'd have to, like, open the robe to get anything that's in there. Which would not be convenient for an adventure at all.
Yeah.
So then, let's make one thing very clear. I almost missed it. Almost. But I did not. And as it stands right now, you will not leave this mansion alive unless you change your mind very quickly. I do know that by talking to us, you would get yourself in much trouble. However, let's say we make a deal, shall we? Let's say we help you get out of said trouble after you tell us what we want to know. We have much influence, as you've said before. We can use said influence.
I don't even know you.
Oh, you don't have to. I have seen loose ends taken care of before. It is rather gruesome. However, it does not always happen.
How am I loose? Am I
You've
loose?
spoken to us. For others, that's been enough.
Hey.
This very night, a person we were investigating, wanted to talk to, was, chopped to pieces and stuffed into the sewer bit by bit.
What? No. Oh God, you've killed me.
Without our help, yes.
He makes a lunge towards Dwohurim saying, "Don't kill me, please."
If he does that, you're gonna punch him in the face.
All right, Nathan reels back, being punched.
Take that shit.
Careful not to spill any blood. We would not wish to.
How hard of a
Break our
punch is
rules.
this?
Keep your. It's like a. It's not. He wasn't really prepared for it. It's more like a reaction. He's his dwarven reaction. He's not a really strong dwarf, but he's a dwarf, and he has to have a pretty large fist that sort of goes maybe the side of the head just to get him away. You know.
That's enough
Pushing
to
him
cuff him a
backwards.
bit, and enough to leave a bruise. He reels backwards from it.
By the way, Grimith, is the door behind Geráck locked? He will sort of check that.
I don't know where you are. Oh, that? No, that. Yeah, you can walk outside just fine.
So he's just gonna check outside, so there's no one there, basically.
Okay. You can look around and observe things. Clanking.
Yeah.
It seems like the structure can support your weight out there just fine.
Alright.
I like how that's a concern.
Yes, and you're gonna look out outside at the beautiful scenery of Newport at night.
Yeah, I just wanted to check so that there's no one standing here with a crossbow ready to shoot him, something like that.
Well, there's no window there, so it would be hard.
Oh, okay, I thought it was.
I don't think there's any windows in this room, which is the great thing about
There
it.
is a
However,
window.
there
There's
seems
a
to be a
window
door
behind
which you
a
can
front,
stand out
and
of.
there is a door which leads out to the balcony. Yes.
God.
It's just like a wall of steel just standing there, just in case.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting, but just wanted to make sure.
Oh. Nathan says, so, it seems like you have the world to win by helping us.
It
Help
is
us,
likely
help you.
that it is likely that you have been seen entering here, and it is likely that we also have been seen entering here while you have not left.
Why
We
would
were
they
not
be
very-
keeping track of
Us?
the mansion? And Evrat Lavelle is lifting an eyebrow at this too.
It is better to assume that they are, usually.
What kind of life do you live where you're just wondering about boogeymen behind every corner and under every cover?
We come from Dragonhall.
Ah, right, yeah. Well, I don't have anything to do with Dragonhall.
You do.
What?
You said that you did not know anything about contracts in Little Dragonhall, and that was a lie. He looks to Aurelia again.
What?
Looks at him square and says, we do not even need the magic to tell.
The what? He looks completely bewildered.
Good.
I would not like to have to resort to torture. I'm not very good at it.
Frown slightly. He doesn't say anything.
How dense are you people? Do you just make threats all the time? No wonder people get paid to try and kill you. I have answered all of your questions honestly. And you're like, tell me the truth, tell me more. It might be the alcohol talking a little now.
Grimmer looks slightly sad at him, shaking his head. Says, we have met agents before who, rather than talk to us, jumped out of windows or stabbed themselves with their swords. But you... It's almost like you think you can win.
What?
He looks to Aurelia again.
Aurelia looks somewhat sure, but unsure how to proceed.
Well, if you look somewhat sure, then... Where were you planning to go?
Away from here. Just take the money, get on the ship, and go.
Now, I still have my relationship tie, I believe. Could I possibly use that 5 with the Archmage to convince Everett to let me borrow perhaps a scroll of Charm Person?
Everett is not connected with the Archmage in such a fashion,
Okay.
so any weight that you have with the Archmage would not sway him.
Right. Does Dwohurim think you could get one at the Academy, perhaps?
You're not sure whether it would work on Nathan. Like, he might not be like a trained adventurer, but, you know, if he's traveling with Death's Hand, or at least being their accountant, he might be capable.
Mm-hmm.
It might have to be a powerful charm person. As in, like, a level 1 spell won't work. But you could.
No, I
yeah.
can probably get more than level 1.
Let's see, I know what his hit point total is. Let me check what the charm person thing is. Alright. A level 5 scroll would work.
A scroll
Although,
without level, basically.
yeah, although it might be hard to convince him that you're his friend after everything that's just transpired.
I mean, we haven't taken any hostile action, except punching him, I suppose.
I would certainly interpret what's transpired in this room as hostile action.
I mean...
You
It's
did
just tough love.
inflict bodily harm on him, Manaki. You did punch him.
It's tough love, man.
So
Sure.
you have nothing useful to tell us, and you refuse and still act as if you know nothing.
You people are crazy. That's what it is. You're crazy.
Crazy?
Crazy? You're not
Oh.
there.
That might very well be, but that appears to be your problem right now, not ours. I don't have a lot of patience. I'm of my kind. My methods are rough. I used to build bridges or repair roads or walls. You know all of this, of course. You know how we operate. And that's why you tried to scurry away in the night, wasn't it? Where were you going to go?
Away from here. I didn't have a destination in mind. I just wanted to go.
Why?
Because the people who employed me and who I worked with for over 2 years were dead because they tried to kill you against my opinion, and they failed. Thought you would be the vengeful sword. Guess I'm right.
Throw him in the dungeon.
Well,
That does sound
a dungeon.
reasonable.
If it would have to be a dungeon where he doesn't get murdered.
Yeah.
If he
So,
does get
secure
murdered, at
that.
least we know that we've been right.
Well, we don't get any information out of him if he does.
But you can threaten him with throwing him in the dungeon until he starves to death or something like that.
We can certainly throw him in there and just leave him there until he tells us something useful.
Yeah.
The Paladin suggesting, let's starve him and see what happens.
Mm.
I know.
Looks at him. Does he seem like he could handle himself in fight? Like physically? Is he lithe or?
He doesn't appear to be a physical sword, no. He's got a weak chin. He's got a little bit of extra weight on it, and judging by what you can see, at least through the shapeless robes, he doesn't appear to be a combatant. Not an adventurer, at least. Not like yourself.
We have
Looks
been
at it
given
as-
the authority to conduct a thorough investigation, which I assume includes the authority to arrest people. We probably can also choose said accommodations.
Obviously. Regardless, you're saying that you know nothing of any of the illicit work that the Death's Hand were doing.
Are you... How do you not pay attention? I organized in the hidden finances for everything. Of course I know things.
Good, why don't you tell us?
It's
What do you know about work in Little Dragon Hall?
nothing. I already said that. And then you went, he's lying. No.
What is the Death's Hand connection to a the bounty hunter by the name of Domino?
Vane knew her. They've, talked with each other sometimes, and, sometimes she would, come for, jobs and stuff. And, Vane was the one who, did stuff with her. And sometimes we would, work together on a thing. Also, fucking Griffin Gods making fucking errors pop up on my fucking shit all the fucking... on the Leon, too. Alright. Time out.